Welcome to Kimaru Rights, where we talk all things publishing and storytelling. On today's episode, which is our very first episode on this particular channel, we are talking about our author journey and getting published here in Kenya. Is it easy? Is it worth it? Is it rewarding? Stick around so that you can find out. And I am joined by Ivy Mbiro, the author of so many titles and the face behind Storytime by Ivy. And we are going to be talking more about her journey and how this has been for us. So Ivy, welcome.
Thank you so much for having me.
Nice. You have a lot of published books, especially kids' stories. And now you recently launched Guardians of Jamhuri. It's an epic fantasy. It's a trilogy. Book 1 and Book 2 are out. And now you're waiting for Book 3. How has this journey been for you in summary?
So, once again, thank you so much for having me. And thank you for creating such a nice platform for at least authors to share their journey. You know, when our clients go to buy our books, they don't see the challenges we go through to get it there. So thank you so much for this platform. So my journey has been quite interesting because, being an author was not something that was in my bucket list. Like, this is something that happened, for lack of a better word, randomly. Because I noticed there was a very huge gap in the industry, mostly for kids, whereby we lacked books with representation, with relatability. And I've not written many titles. What I've done is I've ensured there is diversity. So if I write a storybook featuring a girl, I must write a storybook featuring a boy.
Nice.
So there's girl version, boy version, like that. So that's why it seems like my catalog is quite big, but that's how I've done it. Because like Mduta's Box of Confidence was my first title in the emotional wellness catalog. And once I did that, I wanted something now. What can I talk about for the boys? Like, what do they struggle with? Do they also struggle with confidence? How do I now tell it in a different way also to target a different challenge that kids go through? So now for the boy version, now we talk about kids navigating through worry, anxiety, and the like. So for lack of a better word, it's been such an interesting journey. It's been very... I don't want to say, or rather, I don't use the word challenging. I just want to say it's been interesting because it's been a learning curve after learning curve, a lot of downs, a lot of ups, and I've really loved it. And I didn't know, like, at the back end, like, this is what all that go through. When I get a storybook, I'm like, oh, this is nice, a storybook. But now seeing... the behind the scenes and actually experiencing the behind the scenes, actually as a self-published author who has to wear all these hats, the editor's hat, the illustrator's hat, the marketer, the financier. It's not easy.
The distributor.
The narrator.
I know.
It's not easy.
Yeah. Oh, wow.
So, and then also writing stories that are a bit different because, again, I don't know, let me first introduce myself. I think we just jumped into it and I didn't even introduce what I do. So my name is Ivy Mbiro and I'm a mental health advocate. And I use my mental health advocacy through storytelling. So I write stories for kids that help teach kids about emotional awareness through their kids' tone. Like, how do you talk to your kid or to your son, to your daughter about confidence, about anxiety, about courage, without using these big words that they don't understand? How do you do that? So I did a lot of research in the line of child psychology just to understand the kind of language I need to use, the kind of different levels. Like, I really like the theory of Erik Erikson when it comes to child psychology. It helped me know these books I'm going to categorize them here because kids this age they now understand their emotions. These are the young kids, they don't really understand it like that. So how do I tell it in a different way that they understand? So like now you'll see, like in the book Baraka and the Big Worry Cloud, I present anxiety as this big worry cloud
Yeah.
that's weighing down on this young boy called Baraka. How does Baraka navigate through that big worry cloud? How do we teach Baraka coping mechanisms in a child's tone? So do we also bring in like like this fiction, or rather this a magical owl talk that is talking, just being creative.
Yeah.
And I feel like to me, that's why being an author, I normally say it's not my career, it's more of a passion project, because I've grown to really, really love my craft. And I've seen how my storybooks impact so many kids' lives.
Yeah.
And nowadays parents are so busy with the day-to-day hustle and bustle of Nairobi and Kenya. They don't have time to actually sit down with your kid, understand how was your day, what happened today, why are you crying? Mtoto akilia unaambia, nyamaza! Nyamaza, kwa nini unalia? Enda huko. But can you just sit down with that kid, understand why are you crying? Why is your heart heavy? What happened at school? Who's that girl at school who's laughing at you? Why do you feel, like such things? You never know. Maybe your kid is getting bullied at school, but because you've not created that safe space, they cannot come and tell you. So it's been an interesting journey.
Wow.
Yes.
That's more than amazing, because I have read some of your titles and I see how you're passionate about advocating for mental health and people listening to their children. And yesterday we had this event me and you attended, and there was a teenager who was talking about their parents not even listening to them about their career choices. And it's like, I think we grew up in a situation where it's reinforced that kids are supposed to just listen and don't speak up. And I feel like with the type of books you're writing, it's sort of like a game changer, because it kind of teaches kids like, oh, you can actually advocate for yourself, which is truly amazing. Now, when we think about like publishing, how has that journey been like, especially because for a self-published author, you do everything for yourself? Could you like break it down for maybe somebody who is aspiring to get published? What are the hoops, or what do they really need to do to get to a place where they can see their book is printed and they'll be like, oh wow, I have a copy?
Okay, so for publishing, people need to understand there are very different ways you can publish. There are people who publish on Amazon, whereby you just share your manuscript on Amazon, and Amazon will handle the printing, the distribution, the delivery, everything. But for that, you only target diaspora clients. You don't target Kenyans. Because how will you get your book shipped from Amazon to Kenya?
It's super expensive.
Utabai kitabu 5,000 for it to get here.
Yeah.
So what people don't understand is there's also, you can publish your book in Kenya. There is self-publishing. Again, as you said, self-publishing, you do everything. And that's what I do. I am a self-published author, whereby I've taught myself everything from cover design, illustration, book formatting, editing, and looking for the best printers, understanding the quality of book I want, the quality of like the storybooks that I'm looking for.
Yeah.
Because again, the quality really matters. You don't want to print a book that when a kid reads today, tomorrow your kitabu sanivu. Imeraruka, it is amemwagilia maji, because again, at the end of the day, it's a kid. So for me, I wanted a book that's like waterproof. What does that mean? It means you need to look at the quality of paper you're looking for. How does that look? The texture, which texture do you want that paper to feel? And the like. So that, it requires a lot of research and also a lot of groundwork. Go test out these papers, talk to different printers, negotiate rates for yourself.
Yeah.
Also the trial and error. Like, don't feel like, because you've landed this one printer, that's it. No, just try different people. Like for me, when I started, I got a printer who was charging me very expensive.
Yeah.
And I didn't know like there's any better, because again, nobody was there to hold my hand.
That's true.
I even tried to source for a printer in China, who offered very good rates, but now the issue was the importation cost.
Yeah.
So it was not making sense. If now the production cost plus the importation cost is coming up, it's summing up to the same price that I'm paying here. What's the cost?
The point, yeah.
Another thing you also need to look at is to also understand. Because I feel like people just do things for the sake. You need to understand if it's your storybooks, what kind of impact are you trying, to bring? Like, are you writing books for money? Do you want it to be like a revenue stream?
Yeah.
Or do you want your books to be impactful, like promoting a reading culture with books with representation? Like, are you trying? Is there any bridge you're trying to any gap you're trying to bridge? Or first understand that. Ask yourself those fundamental questions, because those will be the driving force towards your success or failure.
That's true.
If you jump into this industry that you want to become a millionaire,
to make money,
you won't. It's not. It's not that easy.
Or I need a side hustle.
You need to. No, don't do that. Like, for me, again, this is not my career. This is more of a hobby, or rather a passion. It's more of a passion project for me. You know. So you need to understand. Also, again, do you want to self-publish, or do you want to be a traditional published author? Traditional published means you go and get signed by a publishing company who's going to now, they're going to be giving you like some royalties every other month, or maybe a quarter, or annually, depends with how you discuss. Then also distribution channels. When you're self-published author, you do everything.
Yeah.
Even distributing your own books, marketing your own book. Mind you have a zero budget.
That's true.
So you have it's 10 times harder. But again, why are you doing it? If you do it from a place of passion, you're going to do it effortless. You won't feel like it's draining. But if you do it for money, itakuchokesha. You're going to feel like, oh my God, where's the reward? I'm tired.
The return on investment. Tusha publish vitabu zimeka kwa nyumba, ama kwa bookshelf. You call Nure and they're like, yeah, their books are still here.
Exactly. No, you need to do it from a place of passion, whereby even if you have those books that, even if you're tarmacking, even if you're tired, you're trying to get to TBC and you're getting declined over and over again, don't get discouraged, because at the end of the day, you know what your goal is. So number one, identify what your goal is. Number two, identify why are you doing what you're doing. What's your end goal, right? Number four, do you want to self-publish? Do your research. Don't listen to what I'm saying. Don't listen to Helen. You do your research.
Yeah,
like
be
for
informed.
me, nobody held my hand through this process. I did my research, I trained myself everything, and I decided this is the route I want to take. There are people who pay illustrators. Like for me, I illustrate my books. When somebody comes and likes my book, they'll be like, can you illustrate mine? There are people who pay illustrators, right?
Yeah.
You will need a budget. When I say zero budget, it doesn't mean that it's zero.
Yeah.
You need money.
Yes.
Because you need to your books illustrated. You need your books formatted, edited. You need your books ISBN. The copyright obviously is free.
Yeah.
You need the marketing budget to move around, and
That's
also
true.
paying ads if you want. Like for me, I feel like there's one why I talk it when I talk about it, it sounds
almost easy.
It's because I taught myself everything. I did not
from
have to
scratch.
pay anybody. So for me, that's why I'm saying it was a zero budget, because I taught myself how to draw those characters, how to illustrate my books, how everything.
True.
And it's been a very nice journey. Just even me, I really love learning new things and challenging myself. So I think that's why I found it to be very interesting, just to learn to illustrate. And then it's very difficult. Like if I presented my first book here, the one I illustrated, mtanichekelea mabuki hapa chini. You see?
Wow.
It's like you do the first one, it looks funny. The second one, funny. The third one, funny. The fifth one, it's okay.
Yeah.
Again, why are you doing this? Don't rush the process. Taratibu, okay?
Yeah.
Also research. Why did I decide to be a self-published author? It's because my stories are very sensitive. And when you get your book signed by a publishing house, they can decide, Ivy, I don't want you to talk about mental health again. I want you to focus on this. I want this Baraka to chase a tortoise and the tortoise to run as a cheetah. You know, they can change your whole thing. And for me, I felt like I want to tell my story my own way without any outside voices telling me to change to this, blah, 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 right? So that's why I decided to do that. And for those who want to go that route, please give it a try. Again, don't listen to what I'm saying. Just do your research. What works for you? What works for me doesn't work for everybody again.
That's true, yeah.
So I did my research, and that's what I found out. But in Kenya, it's very sad that the niche is so small. Kenyans are not, we don't have so many readers.
That's true.
The reading culture is basically non-existent. And that's the reason as to why I also decided to write books that are a bit relatable. Like for kids. I noticed for kids, with my sister's kids, I noticed they really love like storybooks that are relatable. A storybook where you see the likes of Nduta, Baraka, Omondi, Imani, and the like.
Yeah.
And even these kids, even how I illustrate them, Nduta has 4C hair, Baraka, you'll see he has like the normal nappy hair. Because it's what these kids can say themselves.
Yeah.
If we want to promote the reading culture in Kenya, if we want to reignite the reading culture in Kenya, we need to give our kids books that are relatable.
I totally agree.
Not ati hapo unapatia mtoto kitabu the hyena and the hare did what the ran, it's mtoto ataboeka, right? Or maybe you're giving the book about diary. Okay, I don't have anything against Diary the Wimpy Kid, but again, you're trying to introduce, even if you're doing those westernized books, also at least have a Kenyan or African author book in the catalog.
Makes sense.
Yes.
Wow. No, I think what I'm taking away from you is if somebody decides to be like a self-published author, they have to think about things like, why are you doing it? Like how do you want to go about it? Do you want to be self-published? Do you want to have like a publishing house taking over your work? And also, what type of genre do you want to actually venture into? That's like, it's very, very important. And then I think we've talked about this maybe in my other podcast, Safari Yangu. We were talking about the idea of copyright. Sometimes people find themselves in a journey where you're trying to find information online, but it's very scanty or it's not so straightforward. You ask people for gatekeeping. How would you advise people go around the idea of copyright and ISBN?
Again, people should learn how to do their research. People should stop waiting for a savior. I feel like actually Kenyans have that thing. And I feel like it's so limiting to their growth, whereby I want to be an author, but I don't know how to approach it. I've asked Helen Haniambi. I've asked the next author, they're gatekeeping information. So let me just shelf this idea till I find a way. No! Wake up, do your research. Information is free. Go online. Like for me, I went online, did research. I don't even know where I got that number for the ISBN madam who helped me. I did not buy those ISBN through brokers. I got it directly from them, right? Then again, copyright. People get conned because they are too lazy to get information. How will you tell me to pay you 5Gs?
For copyright?
To copyright and plus ISBN. And we know copyright is free in Kenya.
Yeah.
So, I'm urging people to just please do your research. Even when you're thinking of, when you see these books at bookstores, they are not there for free. Commissions. People pay commissions. We get a certain, you get a certain, you agree on a certain commissions for your books to be stored. So don't go into this blindly. Again, how do you negotiate for these commissions?
Yeah.
How do you know which one works for you? Like for me, there's a company who had I don't want to name the names. But there was a company who had charged me 76% to stock my books.
That's a lot. What do you make at the end of the day?
And mind you, I was a newbie author, so excited because this is a very big company. I feel so seen. I feel so validated. But again, 76%,
That's like...
That's all the
it's
money.
insane, yeah.
It was insane, but
Yeah.
because I was so desperate, I was like, okay, if I deal with my printers in Kenya, it's not making sense. But if I can get a printer in China, I can at least lower the production cost and make something from this. Then the China thing didn't work. But then again, what did I do? I did more research, and I went back to the company with a counter offer.
Nice.
From
Makes a lot of sense.
from 76%, I managed to get it down to 36%.
Wow.
And
that's a big cut.
That was a big cut.
So the power of negotiation.
Not even negotiating, even for you, present the company with new ideas. Instead of going this route,
yes.
I propose we go this route.
Okay.
Because
okay.
again, people need to understand it's it's only courteous and also ethical to respect people's company policy.
That's true.
Don't go to a restaurant that says no drinks and food allowed from outside na yapa uko na
Umebeba chai yako.
na chai yako. No, it's
Yeah.
you go, you tell them, yes, I understand, no food and drinks are allowed, but akimi niko na queue, I had gotten this Minute Maid out here, let me just finish it. It's okay.
True.
Yes. And they'll be like, okay, sawa. You just finish, no worries, it's how how you package yourself and how you renegotiate without disrespecting their policy. I'm like, I understand why this 70% applies, however, what do you think of this proposal?
Makes sense.
So people, again, research really helps, and also positioning yourself in a way that you're able to identify which one is making sense. Because most bookstores you'll find there's 30%, there's 20%, there's 25%.
True.
Why is this one charging 20% and this one is charging this?
30, yeah.
It means this one for 20 to 15%, they don't have the same reach as this one. Then there are bookstores who don't have online presence.
That's true.
Like a big online presence. So pushing your book, it will be hard.
Yeah.
So people really need to do a lot of research before getting into it just like that. And they also need to also know that the fact that your book is stocked at a certain bookstore, it doesn't mean that it's going to be selling like hotcake.
Yeah.
It doesn't mean...
the stock can stay there for like months.
Your stock can stay there for 6 months and you cannot do anything about it.
I know.
You cannot go and tell them, why is my stock here? No, they don't owe you anything.
That's true.
It's up to you to also market that book. It's up to you to market to the people, drive traffic to that bookstore. Like for me, how I look at bookstore partnerships is that I don't look at them as like my whole...
It's not where you will get your money. Yeah.
Yes, I normally look at it from a place of accessibility. Because I want people to be like, hey, you want a copy? I know I'm not at home right now.
Yes, but
go to ABCD bookstore and get a copy from there. And like also, again, the bookstores have their own clientele. They have their own walk-in, so that's also a plus. But don't put all your eggs in your basket saying hey, rent yangu ya Endman itakuwa inatoka ile bookstore.
We utangoja
utafungiwa
nyumba. No, actually that's very true. And also I think you talked somewhere about reach, like sometimes even bookstores here in Kenya, they can have like a very big reach even on social media. But I think me and you have talked about this in the past, where like wanasema they are going to sort of market your books as a Kenyan author. But behind the scenes, what they're doing is they're pushing more of the Nigerian authors. Yes.
That is something, by the way, I had a difficult time to come to terms with. Because you'll find that a bookstore is getting that 35%, but you're the one who's driving traffic
to them.
Yeah. So you're like, basi either 5%, what are you doing to help me push this product? True. Right? And me, when I push people to you, I'm also marketing your store. Because they're going to come buy my storybook. They're also going to come buy Joanna.
They'll find another one.
And another one and another one.
True.
So, and mind you, me, I'm not getting percentage from my client when they come to buy the other books. I'm not telling you, they came and bought this other book, so give me 10%. I'm not doing that, right?
That's true, yeah.
So for me, I felt like that, like it was a bit kidogo too unfair that I have to work thrice as hard to push traffic, then you also deduct this certain percentage. Then we go to like schools. You'll go to a school, like we have a case with one of our colleagues. We don't want to mention names. You go to schools, you get this big contract for schools. They want to stock your book. They want like 100 copies of your book. So what you do, because now you don't have a registered company and they cannot buy from you as an author, what you do is you tell them you can go to a certain bookstore and buy my books there. Even when you take this school with big money, they are going to cut the initial percentage, and you're the one who has taken them there. So to me, that feels a bit unfair. So what I decided to do is to stop. I decided to stop pushing traffic to them. I decided to
build your brand.
Build my brand, come up with our own delivery system where people can order from me, and I can have like a pickup station in town. They can go and get there. But I've also stocked with these bookstores. I've also, again, I want to market to their clientele, but I'm not going to spend all my energy pushing the clients. All the schools, go there.
Go there.
All the what? Go there. No. If a school wants to work with me, I have registered a company, so you can work with me directly as the author, you know? And I feel like all others should now think in that line, whereby how can we, like, you know, come out of those shackles of, you know, we are so codependent on these people to sell our books. And your book has been there for how long, surely? And then, you know, it's not that they are not marketing. It's because, again, they're also a business. The bookstore is a business, and people need to understand that business is marketing books that are popular.
That's
Jackson, because the Nairobi, Joan Tatias, because they are moving and they want to pay their rent at the end of the month.
That's true, actually.
And then when you go to the bookstore, the kids has so many storybooks. So, you know, they're not going to start marketing. Over 1,000 storybooks one by one, you know? So for them, they normally concentrate on the books that are generating. So what I would have at least wished if they copied, there's this bookstore that I really praise a lot. It's called the Harry Bookstore. But the Harry Bookstore really hold the hands of indie authors. They not only have a bookstore, they do events, whereby I remember last year they had invited me to Braeburn. There was a Christmas fair or something. They go tell you, hey, we have an event here, come, if you're an author interested, come, let's partner, you come, you market your book. We had another event like that. They normally have so many events. They normally go for these events to push Kenyan authored storybooks. And the reason I really, really, really love them is how they do it. When you go there, they push those books the same. Because I've been there physically, and the owner of that bookstore, she's also an author, and you wouldn't tell. Wow. Because, you know, she's not there saying, oh, this is my book, please buy my book. No, she markets everybody's book with the same level of passion.
That's a really good strategy, actually.
And even when she does even like marketing to schools, she goes with the whole catalog for all the authors. And to me, that's what I meant by, why are you doing this? Who are you doing it for? And what's your mission and vision, you know? For her, she understands. And as an author, she understands the importance of showing up for us like that. And I wish other bookstores could adapt that. At least if you have an event, a book fair, a school, like now last week was book week. If you go apply to schools, go for book weeks, call us, tell us, hey, we have this, we need children storybooks authors, we need like 5. Come, who's interested in storytelling? Come, go. Like that.
That's true.
Because some of these schools, they don't want to deal with us individually. They want to go like a bookstore and go, as a collective, to go and represent us. And us will go.
That's true.
But now, you don't want to do events. You want us to drive traffic to you. So, come on.
Wow.
To Saidiane. You put in the effort, I put in the effort, then we come together. Me, I don't have an issue if a bookstore tells me, Ivy, there's an expo at Sarit. The table is going for 30 Gs. And because maybe the bookstore doesn't have the funds, they maybe want to collaborate with other authors to raise the funds. raise the funds with, other authors.
Yeah.
Me don't mind a bookstore saying, please, changia. Everybody, each author is going to pay a certain amount, so at least we can pay for that event, that expo, which is 30,000.
Wow.
Yes, I prefer that. Yeah, so yes.
And I think whatever Dahari is doing is actually a really good strategy, because at the end of the day, we want to make. I think if you were to take the literature sort of culture, reading culture to the next level in the Kenyan context, if you care at Nigeria, we definitely need also the bookstores to support us in that way. Like let us collaborate and be in synergy with each other so that we can get to that kind of space, because sasa ushagongwa nini the commissions and then bado your books are sitting in the store for like months on end. Mbaka I saw the other day, by the come to think of it, you wrote your books are out of stock, and that's like a very big win actually, because as we are talking about the idea of a bookstore having your books on their shelves for months, that's like every author's nightmare.
It is so discouraging, and then it's so discouraging, and the reason as to why I even shared that was to also encourage other authors. Like, it's not every day we get such wins.
Yeah.
And that's why I wrote there in the caption, I wish people knew how getting such a notification it means to us.
Yeah.
It is so nice. And then the fact that I'm the one who drove that traffic to go and buy that book. So you see, now there is now the win. Lakini bado umegongwa karibu all this money.
Yeah.
But also, let me also shed some light also on the partnership with the bookstores. There's one particular bookstore that I had just taken my books there. We had just signed the partnership agreement. And I was in town. I remember I was in Java meeting some lady, and I got a call from that bookstore. Hi, Ivy, have you left town? I'm like, no, I've not left town. Do this, please come back. There's a school that wants to place a bulk order for you storybooks. They would like, and I had just stocked them. So they wanted many. They wanted, I think, 25 copies.
Oh, wow.
So for me, that's why I normally say there's a very huge benefit for also partnering with bookstores.
Yes, very true.
Because they have a huge reach. They have walk-ins. They have the social media presence. So, like, that school just walked in. They liked the book like that.
And they made an order.
Yes. Through now the bookstore, right? And I appreciate them for that. For those who have that huge reach, I appreciate them. For those who, yes, they have a huge reach, but they just promote Nigerian books because that's something I noticed. That's something I noticed. And to me, it was a bit upsetting because why are you calling yourself Kenyan author? What we promote our own, but every book you promote is Nigerian.
It's Nigerian,
sorry to say. And I'm like, stop lying. Because you're using, it's like you're catfishing people. You're using that to lure people in. But why are you so heavy on Nigeria? I get you're selling what moves, but
maybe they should dedicate like a day.
Let's create a balance. Create a day whereby this week, this month, it is Kenyan, whatever. And that, don't do it just for the sake of it. Do it like you mean it. And even if it is others, stop inviting the likes of Jackson Biko, right?
Yeah.
What about us? How are we supposed to grow?
Yes.
So
in
this
create
industry,
a platform.
Yes, in this industry, it's very hard to grow because now we have these big names. So when you're trying to, at least unapanda kidogo, mwingine pa. You see, it's very hard to grow in this industry. So that's why, as a self-published author, you have to work 10 times, even 1,000 times harder.
That's true.
At least to build a name for yourself. Because bookstores will promote trending names, popular names. Publisher will publish popular names.
Yes.
And people will only promote like that. But if you take a stand and say, I'm not waiting for somebody to come and make me successful. I'm going to do it by myself. So you alone, you're the one who has the key to success, to your success. Create an online platform. And then I see people now mixing that. The two, a lot of people, where they make a mistake, you are an author, but your social media account that now you're there in Diani.
Still your personal.
Personal. You're
so
there
they
in
don't
Diani with
mind
a
creating
bikini,
like
another account.
Yeah, I see what you mean.
So for me, I feel like people should like now take it like a notch higher. Again, why are you doing what you're doing? And I think now you see all those people, they don't even have even like when you try, even when a bookstore tags you, buy this book, mimi naingia kwa account napata hele na kodiani mbaya. You're not even posted
there's nothing
about
on
your
the
book.
first page.
Yes, I'm like, create two accounts. If you can create your other account, then you create your personal account, the better. Be posting. Post until Ijipe.
That's
right?
very true.
Post.
Grow your own personal brand.
Nobody's going to hold your hand. Go for events. And not just any events. That's something I learned last year. Last year I was just going for any pop-up market. And I learned like there are events you can go and you can make good money. And the event, not only good money, you can even sell out. And the events you can go, uchome tu makaa ukae tu hapo the whole day, nobody's so it's very good to identify, is this event good for me? Does it have the kind of target audience I'm looking for? That's true. Like I remember the one event we went to we don't to name it, but this event was marketed. It had 2,000 kids. Of course they did, by the way, they had kids, but no parents.
And they're the ones who have the purchasing power.
Exactly. So you find kids wamejaa kwa tent yenyu, kwa stand yenyu. So many kids they want to buy. Hata kuna wengine wamekaa hapo chini wanasoma kitabu yako yote, but they're not buying. The interest in there, but the parent is not there to purchase.
True.
So don't go for an event because umesikia kuna akili kids, kuna watoto wengi. Akili kids wameletwa na mabasi za mashule. The parents maybe are not there. If you like, for me, what worked for me in an event I went to an event for moms. Nice, and it worked
Moms,
really well. Because a mom will buy from a place of guilt. Ataona, yani nimejibaia perfume, nimejibaia necklace. Okay, what about my son? Unaona, nakifika home ataulizwa, Mom, what have you brought me? You know.
And also, Pia, apart from that place of guilt, moms are also like the first educators of a child. So,
actually, something beautiful I saw, Juicy. I went for a book fair, and this mom came. She had a very beautiful a young daughter, and the mom, so the table was full of many books, and the kid was, Mommy, I want this one. The mom alikuwa amenyamaza, alikuwa anaangalia hivi. That, wallahi, I'm not lying, that mom picked books that had dark skinned girl kwa cover. Zote. She was like, this one. The girl was like, but Mommy, I don't want that one. I want this one. Akamwambia, because it was a princess, Barbie something. Does that girl look like you? She just asked that simple question.
She's trying to reconstruct her child's mind. Too much cocomelon.
I swear I respected that lady. She picked all books. She was not even reading. If she saw a cover is a dark-skinned girl, with like that representation in general, she picked all of them.
Oh wow!
All of them. That lady, I remember, she bought books worth 8K.
Wow, interesting.
Like just picking. She doesn't even look at the price. She's not even complaining about anything. If the book has a black girl, she was buying.
Wow.
And for me, that was, now this is what I'm talking about. This parent understands what we're trying to do. And she was like, Mama, we cannot get this book because look at this girl. Look at how beautiful she is. You know, just explaining to the girl, it's not about Barbie and whatever. You can find your Barbie in this girl. You know. And me to be, that was really, really, really powerful. So parents, like moms,
they make a big difference.
Yes, going for those events. If kuna watoto, at least let there be parents.
Be parents, Yes. That's true. So somebody has to really choose what type of events they go to. Because if you're already paying for a table, somehow you might have expectations. So I remember last year when we attended some event, the biggest lesson we also talked about, you were talking about like if you go to such events, apart from being so specific about the type of events you attend, is like come up with something else that a child can buy or a parent can buy apart from the books. Like even if it's key holders, those things that kids fancy,
Yeah. For me, that is something I noticed, or rather I thought of, because the kind of pricing
for the books.
or for the book, parents will be like, oh, why am I buying this book at 800 or at 1,000, and this other book, Diary of the Wimpy Kid, is 400 bob. So for me, I decided, why can't I like include other, small things, like maybe a cartoon themed pencil pouch, a minion bookmark, a minion pencil stationery set, cute stickers, those small cheap things. It's like a value add. You're not only getting this book, but also these other things.
Nice.
So I started by doing that. Then also, when I was going for events, those things that I was putting there were for when you buy a book, I'm just picking here and putting it in. So now people are like, can I get this, just this thing?
As a standalone.
I was like, bet. And for me, that was also an additional revenue stream. Because I'm going to sell it at a good price.
Nice.
And it was making sense. So even that's why I was advising you guys, like for you do so like beautiful crochets, very, very, very cute things.
Like bookmarks.
Bookmarks. If you like can do that and be like, okay, what else can I add? Even like the coloring books, like how can I maximize on this opportunity? Like, we were also discussing about doing like Canva paint by number kind of for, because Zane's adventure is about the sunset. So how can you capture that and maximize on that opportunity? You can tell, like, you can do activity like whereby kids are coming to paint, then you can sell it at a certain amount when they want to carry it home or whatever, something like that.
Yeah, you have a very brilliant mind. Business ideas as ishi.
Getting money.
You know ways.
I know.
You always come up with ways.
Yes. Again, I'm a serial entrepreneur. So anywhere you can make money, I'm going to show you.
Nice.
And then it's also like trial and error. When I advise people to try this, it's because it's something I've done.
Yeah.
Or rather, it's something that I know it is in line with what you're doing. I'm not, you see, like what I've said, when you do paint by number, I'm not just telling you to do it randomly. I'm telling you to do it because it is you do it in line with your book.
Yes.
Like that.
Yeah.
Paint a sunset like that.
And actually, I did implement that idea. I got like a coloring book for my books.
Yes.
So right now, when people buy my books, it comes with a coloring book. And I think it kind of inspires kids to think about the story itself and imagine their own world and paint it. So it's been amazing. Every child I give that book, they're like, the first thing, hata before I saw vitabu, a coloring book,
yes. And even for the parent, when you tell them this book is going for 1,000 bob and it comes with this free coloring book, they'll be like, oh, that's so nice. You see, and then now they see the value.
Yeah, the value,
now
yes.
They see the
it's
value.
A very great value add.
So I really love doing that. And then even for me, it's because I've seen how, like, my sister's kids, they love those small things. I've seen the joy it even brings for kids.
Yeah.
So I'm like, I want when a kid gets my package, they're like, oh, there's this. Even I remember last year, but one, I did like a gift hamper for kids where I got this. You see these fruit baskets?
Yeah.
The one that people get like a hamper in. That fruit basket, it had my books. It had like those taka-takas, like it had like a cup.
Yeah.
Nice. A water game thingy. Something. It had so many things. And I was like, for this package, it is this amount.
Wow.
So I was like, because I saw how, like, during my sister's kid's birthday, I really struggled. Which present should I get?
Yeah, gifting is not easy.
So I'm like, if I can give them this whole package, it has all these things inside.
It's intentional.
It is very intentional.
Yeah.
And then,
Yeah.
Yeah.
What has been like your biggest win as an author?
My biggest win, I think my first biggest win is I don't have dead stock. Like,
nice.
Like selling out.
Demand iko juu.
Yes. Selling out and seeing like how my books is being received, the feedback, the, everything, you know, that's my biggest win.
Wow.
Because just imagine you've written a book, nobody likes it, you
Yeah.
have boxes in your house.
In your house.
You know, so for me, that's a very big win. Another win is being able to use my voice to touch kids' lives.
Wow.
To me, that's amazing, because that was the goal. If I can use my storytelling skills to advocate for mental health for kids, it's very, very huge for me, because I've seen how lack of that affirmation when I was a kid has affected me to date. I've seen how that lack of confidence, that lack of courage, that lack of being taught how to handle my feelings has affected me to date. As a grown-ass woman, I know, like for me, I suffer from imposter syndrome. I know sometimes I may come out as very confident, but deep down, most of my challenges are imposter syndrome.
Oh, wow.
And it's because I lacked that person to like just affirm me and tell you, Ivy, you got this. The power of yet.
You got this.
Yes, you know, I did not get that. So, so I feel like even like somebody asked me whether I have some. A lady yesterday was like, hey, your books are so impactful even for us. Like even I think you've ever told me that. I don't know whether it's yesterday you were talking about it. Like how my books, hata kama ni storybook, it impacts you. It's because, and then I answered and said, it's because it's addressing your childhood trauma. And I was like, if we can like help these kids just be understand their feelings better, it's going to shape the person that they are going to become in future.
That's true. Very impactful way of reaching out to so many people at once. You know, I feel like books are a very powerful tool that can actually shape mindsets, and you can imagine what you are already doing. And the idea of you are like, most of the times you are sold out. There's something I remember you told me in the context of lessons. You told me when I was starting my journey as an author, like when I wanted my books to be printed, you were like, the biggest mistake I did at some point was maybe to print a few copies, but then also don't overprint too many copies that zinaka kwa nyumba, and you're looking at them, you're feeling depressed because they're not headed anywhere. So how can people like find a balance?
I feel like be patient with yourself and assess the market. Again, not all books will be popular. Maybe people don't like your story, and it's not about you. It's just their preference. So even like for me, there's honest way, I was really skeptical about like going in with 1,000 copies. It's because first test out the market
and see
do
if it
20,
actually,
do 50, do 100.
True.
Like even right now, even the conversation we were having off camera is like, oh my God, I have like so many orders. How am I going to fulfill them?
Yes.
It's because I've really learned how to just do it slowly, gradually. And now I'm like, where I am now, I need to have a stock of 100 copies of this title, 100 of this, like that. And this 100 titles, sorry, I don't have dead stock in my house just there. I need to be like, okay, out of these 100 copies, how many of them, how many copies am I distributing to the bookstores? How many others am I planning to market to schools? How like that. Plan yourself. Don't just have stock like that.
Inakaa tu kwa nyumba.
Ukikuwa na stock up, itakupe stress, then itafanya you feel overwhelmed. Do it strategically, whereby I am producing 50 copies because I know there's somewhere these 50 copies are going. I swear, do that.
Yeah, and that reminds me, when I was actually, before I printed my books, I created a text message. I sent everyone I know on my contact list who has a child. I was like, I am a published author now. I will be printing next week actually. I have these 2 titles. Please let me know if you need a copy or 2, because it was 2 titles. And a lot of people were like, okay, print 1 with me in mind, print the 2 with me in mind. So I had already, yes, exactly, which is what we've done also with Jamhuri.
Yes, actually that really helped. Another win for me was before I get to Jamhuri was introducing titles for teenagers. And the first titles I ever did was Kaya Quiet Storm. Kaya Kaya's Quiet Storm and Behind Kibe's Smile. For me, those two books are so deep and they're so personal because they talk about challenges that teenagers go through, real challenges. I'm talking about depression, I'm talking about perfectionism that trigger anxiety, I'm talking about suicidal thoughts. And for me, I felt like they need to be told. We have Kibe, a young boy who's navigating school and home drama. You know, his dad is an alcoholic who's verbally abusive, who keeps on telling him that he's good for nothing. Kibe is a boy who always puts on a smile. In school, he's smiling. In school, he's this loved, popular boy, but deep down, he's depressed.
He's struggling.
He's depressed. And I remember when he was in class, his friend noticed that he has marks on his wrist. Then he was like, what's wrong? What is this about? And he was like, I'm not suicidal. I don't want to die. I just want to feel something else other than the pain I feel inside. And to me, that book was so deep because I wish I had that book when I was in high school. In high school, I was wearing a mask. I was wearing a mask. And I was going through what Kibe goes through because that was my personal story, right? And like Kaya Mwende, people like you, I remember even when you were reading the book, you were like, I see myself here.
True.
Yes, that girl who's the top performer in school, the pressure. Of, you know, the like academia pressure, the pressure kukuwa tini wewe unatoa familia yako block.
Ka block,
unajua bebe soma kwa bidii uende high school. And you know, at least utatunulia gari. That pressure broke Kaya Mwende. And those two books are not currently out for... I've not yet published them. Like, I've not yet distributed them. Because as we were discussing off camera, is I want to partner with a mental health organization. If I can have like a hotline or somewhere, like if you read that book and you feel like it triggers you, it resonates with whatever you're going through, at least you have somewhere to reach, you know, for help. You have somewhere to reach out for help. So that's why I was like, I don't want to rush this project. Let me first shelve it.
Take your time.
So this is the book. It is Kaya's Quiet Storm. You cannot find it anywhere because, yes, I have a few copies. I am done with the book, but again, it's a very sensitive topic and I want to approach it with a lot of care. That's why I'm waiting to at least get a collaboration with a mental health organization that can help me help these kids. If you read this book and you feel like Kaya's story is about you, then at least you have a hotline and somebody to assist. So please allow me to just read the blurb.
That's okay.
Kaya's Quiet Storm was born from the silent struggles many teens face. The pressure to be perfect, the fear of not being enough, and the storm that brews behind the smile. If you ever feel like Kaya, please remember you are not alone. It's okay to ask for help, to speak, to feel. Healing begins when you stop hiding behind the storm.
Wow, that's very profound.
Yes, to me that's very powerful. But yes, so once it's ready, once I get that partnership that I'm looking for, I'm going now to talk about it at length. And I cannot wait to do book tours for this book because I wish I had Behind Kibe's Smile. If I had that book in high school, I kid you not, it would have changed a lot. Because I did not really go through the academic pressure. Like, you know, mi sikuwa mtu wa A's. Hawa ndo walikuwa top performers. She's the one who can relate. Me, I relate more to Kibe's Smile because that is how I was. So once those two are ready, then we can talk about it. Again, I'm a very huge advocate for mental health, and I was even having a discussion yesterday with a lady. We were at a certain facility, and the lady asked me, do you offer, like, what about books for adults? We also going through a lot.
Through the most, yeah.
And you know, I said it as a joke, but I meant it. I told her, hey, Sisi, Sisi ni my lost cause.
Oh no.
I said that. I said that for you.
Oh no.
Okay, I'm not saying it in a bad way, but I'm just being realistic. The kind of trauma we have gone through from childhood to our youth to now,
Therapy is not enough.
it has been embedded in our DNA, in our system, for it to for it to end that you say now I'm okay, nothing can trigger me. No, I'm not going to lie. I'm not going to lie. You know, it's like being taught how to talk. You see how
you
now
have
I can talk.
Yeah.
That is how our trauma is now part of us.
So it needs a lot of unlearning.
So it's not even unlearning. Coping. How do you cope?
How do you cope with something
because
that already
again we
exists?
said with this story of Baraka, you cannot snap your fingers. You say, "No, I'm healed. I'm not depressed anymore." No. How do you cope with that depression?
Yeah.
Do you journal? Do you do a therapy? Do you go for therapy and take meds and whatever, right? So that's why I'm saying we need to. That's why I told her that. I don't talk to adults because for me, the only way we can fight mental health challenges and all these traumas is through our childhood.
That's true.
If we not through our childhood, it's by approaching it from a young age.
Now for the kids right
for
now.
the kids,
we
if
do
we can
better by
start
them.
teaching these kids at this age about mental health, about emotional awareness, about how to navigate their emotions, then they're going to grow like that. You see,
That's
like for
true.
us we never did that. If you fail exam,
unapigwa.
haufunzwi nia and the power of the eight about not giving up. If you're feeling scared, like me, for me, I remember I used to be so scared of my dad. He was coming and tunaenda kuntunalala, and I think everybody has gone through that.
Yeah.
Because you see, I was carrying that worry cloud all over. Nobody was teaching me how to get rid of this worry cloud. So now you see the importance of teaching kids at this young age.
Yeah.
Because now they're going to grow up with that. They're going to be very self-aware at a young age. Trust me. Yeah.
Interesting. And what has been like a biggest lesson in this journey?
My biggest lesson is nobody has your back like you do. Nobody has your back like you do.
Yeah.
My biggest lesson is if you want to do something, stop procrastinating, stop making excuses, stop waiting for Helen to give you the Mwakenya of succeeding in this industry. Wake up and do your research. Oh, people are gatekeeping information. People are gatekeeping this. They don't want to share. So me, I'm not going to pursue my journey. No. You're the one who's fooling yourself. That is, you're lying to yourself. You're creating excuses.
Yeah.
So wake up, research. Don't listen to Ivy. Don't listen to Helen. Wake up and do your own research. What works for you might not work for me.
Yeah.
And if you feel stuck, if you feel like you need guidance, we are here to help. Reach out to me. Helen has a training course on how to teach young authors or upcoming authors on how to do it. I can teach you whatever I know, but I don't know how to train people. If you want me to illustrate your book cover and help you with plotting and blah, blah, blah,
it's possible. Yeah.
But anything else about social media marketing, about plot, about editing, about whatever, Helen can help you with that. And then honest to why I feel like we are starting this initiative is so nice. It's because we have gone through that.
True.
And we saw how nobody was
what
there.
It takes, yeah.
So, you know, we've seen the challenges and we can help all the other all the upcoming authors.
Yeah.
And even I really liked the session we had with the teenagers yesterday at that institution. Like where they're like, oh, me, I would really like to be a writer. I've written these short stories and don't know how to proceed.
Get my work out there. Yeah.
I really loved that because now we were able to teach them how can you commercialize this? How can you ensure you've published, self-published? We can get you our printer. Helen can edit the manuscript. We can design the book cover. We make sure you earn money. That is a young girl in Kangemi who's now earning good money with a polite profit margin, just like that. We can even book for her shows because she was a poet like that. So
true.
Yeah, so that's what's up.
Wow. And what's your ultimate advice as we wind up to any upcoming author?
My ultimate advice that I give myself, that's also my motto for every day. Giving up is not an option.
Yeah.
Nobody has your back like you. Nobody. So get up, get your laptop, start working, stop giving yourself excuses saying, oh, Helen didn't tell me where to publish, so now I'm not going to print.
I don't know. Yeah.
Is she the only one?
Nope.
Don't you have Google? You don't have Google? You're lying. Yeah,
Nice.
so people should stop doing that. And you know, it makes me feel upset because even God is feeling upset with you because God has given you a tool.
And you're not using
You're
it.
not using it. And you're here, God, please, Kenya hakuna kazi. Kenya hakuna hii. Yes, so please, yes, those are my parting shots for this show.
Okay.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome. And for me, I would tell people, do it today and do it scared. There's never a perfect time to actually do it. Ukisema ati sijui utangoja siku gani, it can take you a year, 2, 3, something that you could have actually done today.
And your story kusema, hey, I'm waiting to get 200,000 bob.
You don't need 200,000 bob. Kwanza, what I can add to what you have said, which was a very insightful conversation, is that as an independent author, you can, when you get the ISBN, which is just at 1,500, and then you have your copyright for free. Your manuscript is ready. You don't have to print at CG copies 1,000 for what? Start with these or 5 when you lisema, even if it's just 5 copies that are within your budget. Market those, see the demand, and then if you get to a place where now, just like Ivy, you're doing 100 copies for each title at once and selling in like a month. Yeah, it gets there. It gets better with time. So usianze kufikiria haki siwezi anza.
And then
sina capital.
to also make it easy for them to understand. Let me give you an example. Do you know with 5,000 bob only, you can start this journey? You can start with 5 copies. The only 5,000 bob. I don't want to, because you know, I don't want to say the printing prices because
it varies.
They differ.
Yeah.
So with only 5,000 bob, you not only have the ISBN.
Yes.
You have not only done the okay, I'm lying because 5,000 bob is somebody like me who has
somebody
done
who already knows how to edit
right?
and maybe do illustrations if they need to.
Yeah, so that's why you need to sign up to her course to teach you how to do these things. Like if you have 5,000 bob, you can have a published book.
Yes.
If she has taught you how to illustrate the cover, the whatever. But if you don't have the money, you have to pay somebody to do
illustrations, which is expensive. Yeah.
You know? So me, what I would advise people like self-published author who don't have a budget, talk to Inbox Helen, get a quotation on how much she like charged to train. And it's very also affordable because again, we want to offer Once you do that with that 5,000 bob only, you can get your first copies just like that. But if you don't want to do that, after 200k.
And then atakuwa naulizwa ati, why are you not published? Lack of capital.
Yes.
And I think we are going to end on that very high note.
Yes.
Before you end, I have a question for both of you. For that, the self-publishing author, do you feel like the journey is the journey fulfilling? Is it, like, do you feel that fulfillment when you do it by yourself? And also another question I want to ask is, when you're doing, like for you, Ivy, when you're doing your books, would you advise an upcoming author to write it in second person, or if, let's say if I'm doing my experience, is it advisable if I write I, or should I use another person? Like,
that's a very interesting question. So I'll start with the first one. So it's scary about now. She's asked about now being like a self-published author. Is it fulfilling? How is it? Let me be honest. Again, I don't sugarcoat. It's scary, but it's also fulfilling. It's scary to start. Oh my God, who's going to like my book?
Yeah,
where do I
going
find
to read it?
Who's going to read it? Where do I find even the money? What about the return on investment? And blah, blah, blah. It's scary, but it's very fulfilling. You remember when I said when you get that sold out message, or when you go to events and you've sold all your copies and people are like, sign my copy.
Yeah.
It's an amazing feeling. And I wouldn't trade it for anybody. If I was to start again, like new, I would do it again and again. About first person and whatever, I feel like it's your preference. Like for me, how everybody has a very different technique. There are people even who write in third person. There are people who write in second person. It's what you prefer. Yes. Like for me, like for my storybooks and for my novel and for my all my books are all standard, you know. So I think it's up to you to find your voice, what works for you. Don't copy paste. That's what I told you. Know, I don't know whether it is in this episode or the other one at Safari Yangu. We were talking about how people tend to copy paste, and because that other person wrote in second person and people loved her book.
You want to replicate that?
No. And what if it doesn't sound well? It depends with your story. What is it about? Yeah.
I think for me, I would say it has been I think when I thought about publishing, I didn't even envision people actually literally buying the books, because my first books, I put them on Amazon. And then I was like, because it was a manuscript, idea yote ya kuprint and all that, it had not clicked to me until the day I decided I want to get a book from Amazon, and it was crazy expensive to ship it to Kenya. But the day somebody bought my book on Amazon and they read, they told me, because it's somebody I have a contact of from, she's based in the US. So she gave me feedback. She was like, okay, we've already gotten the book. I'm going to read it. I'm going to put it on rotation for these months, whatever, our reading sessions with my sons. And then, so I was like, okay, maybe it's like the last book they read for that month. The next morning I wake up, she sent me a whole voice note of the child reading the book from point A to point Z.
Wow.
My mind was blown. I actually literally cried. I was like, what? And then actually that's when I was like, I need to really get this copy. I wanted to get it, but I had not gotten the copy. And then I realized it's super expensive. And then that's when I started now researching on how to print it in Kenya. So for me, the feedback I've gotten from parents or people who have actually read my children's books has been, even there's one who recently told me, and when are we expecting the next book? Are you going to print another one? Actually, please let me know once you do that. My daughter loves your books. So for me, that has now been the fulfilling part. Initially when I started, I didn't even have like a big vision of it, but I really had this feeling in my heart that I wanted my books to be read by kids everywhere, all over the world. So now getting all this type of feedback, and it's amazing, and people love the books. The parents are amazed at how maybe inasaidia watoto wao could think out of the box or engage them. That has been the most fulfilling part of it. Yeah, about the idea of whether you write your books in first person, as she said, or second person. I think it depends on the type of story and what you want, the outcome. And it's just like a preference. Yeah, that's what I would say. We have answered you.
Thank you.
So thank you, Ivy, for featuring on our very first episode of Kimaru Writes. Oh my God, I can't believe this is happening. Yes, I hope you will actually show up for more episodes.
Of course.
Tafadhali, vitabu zako ni mingi. We cannot even finish dissecting them.
Yes, thank you so much for having me. And once again, thank you for creating such a nice platform for self-published authors. Because again, we really, it's like we are like that small speck in this big swimming pool.
I know.
And for you to be seen, you're like, I'm here. It's such a struggle. And now seeing now such a platform, it will not only give viewers an inside scope on like what we go through and how difficult our journey is. Then now they're going to start now appreciating our work even more.
True.
Wasidhanie us and the likes of Jackson Biko, we are the same level. No, it's very different.
Yeah.
Yes. And for them now, they're our mentors. It's not that we are like discrediting their work. We're just saying people need to understand it's very different.
That's very true.
Yes. Thank you so much.
Anytime, yes, Mama. Karibu. Until the next one, I'm Kimaru Writes. Bye-bye.